Hey everyone, get this. What if your clothes could do more than just, cover you up? What if they could actually, improve your well-being?
Now that's an interesting thought.
Right? That's what we're diving into today, this new performance tech shirt, PTS, from this company, Graphene-X.
And you've come to the right place to break it all down. We'll be digging into the tech, the science, and whether this shirt, lives up to the hype.
Right, because we've got the marketing materials from Graphene-X and Haiku. They're the company behind this skincare technology that's woven right into the fabric. Plus, we've got those independent lab reports to make sure we're giving you the full story here.
It's all about separating the marketing magic from the actual innovation.
Okay, so first things first. This whole thing started because the founder of Graphene-X had a problem, right?
Exactly. Picture this. You're in Hong Kong, super crowded, crazy, humid.
Oh, I can imagine.
And you're going from, the sweltering streets into air-conditioned buildings all day. Talk about tough on your clothes, let alone your comfort.
Ugh, yeah, I've totally been there, that feeling of being trapped in your own personal sauna because your clothes just aren't breathable at all.
And that's the thing. The founder felt like he had to choose between clothes that looked good or clothes that could actually handle that kind of environment. He wanted both. And that's how Graphene-X was born.
So they're all about high-tech fabrics and making clothes that can keep up with, our lives, whatever we're doing, wherever we are.
And they're using some seriously impressive materials to do it. Think like the kind of stuff NASA uses on the Mars rover. We're talking extreme performance, but in a shirt you can wear every day.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. But let's get specific. What are they actually claiming this performance tech shirt can do?
They're tackling two things that drive people crazy about clothing. First, those everyday discomforts like overheating, feeling stiff, or that clammy feeling when your shirt just won't dry.
Been there, hated that. What's the second thing?
It's interesting. They're also tapping into this growing awareness of the skin microbiome, that whole ecosystem of bacteria, good bacteria, living on our skin that we're learning more and more about.
Yeah, the skin microbiome. I've been hearing about that. It's like our skin has its own little world going on, and if it gets out of whack, our skin, freaks out, right?
Exactly. And we're talking dryness, breakouts, sensitivity, all kinds of problems. What most people don't realize is that everyday things can mess with that balance. Stress, what you eat, pollution, even just, believe it or not, a hot shower.
Wait, seriously, just a shower can throw it off.
It's true. And that's where this shirt gets really wild. They're claiming it can actually help care for your skin and improve your skin's microbiome.
Hold on. I need the science here. How can a shirt possibly do that? Are we talking microscopic moisturizers embedded in the fabric or something?
Think even cooler than that. The key is this technology from Haiku called SymBioSkin 001. It's all about symbiotics, basically, a team of probiotics and prebiotics. You know how yogurt companies rave about good bacteria for your gut?
Yeah.
It's like that, but for your skin.
So you're saying this shirt is basically delivering good bacteria to my skin as I wear it?
You got it.
Yeah.
It's woven into the fabric and slowly releases throughout the day.
Okay, I have to admit that's pretty impressive. But I'm also thinking about all the sweat and grime a shirt collects, especially a performance shirt. Wouldn't all that good bacteria just wash away?
That's a good point. You don't want it turning into a petri dish or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where the science gets even more fascinating.
Okay.
They've added something called a cross-linker. It sounds complicated, but it's basically like a super glue for those probiotics and prebiotics.
Oh, okay.
It helps them stick to the fabric even after you wash it.
So it's not like a one wear and done situation. This tech actually lasts through washes.
You know those frustrating dry clean only tags that seem to appear on anything remotely high-tech?
Oh.
Yeah, not this shirt. It's designed for everyday wear, and that includes regular washing. Haiku's tests show the benefits last for a solid 40 washes.
40 washes.
Yeah.
That's actually really impressive. And a relief, honestly. Less waste in the world.
Okay, but back to my skin potentially freaking out. How do we know this stuff actually works? It sounds amazing, but is this backed up by, actual science, or is it just clever marketing?
That's what those independent lab reports are for.
Okay.
They tested Haiku SymBioSkin 01, and the results showed that it's non-cytotoxic, meaning it won't harm your skin cells.
Okay.
And they also did what's called a human patch test on 35 people, which proved it's not going to cause irritation.
That's reassuring, but I have to ask, can a shirt really replace my skincare routine? Can it really make a noticeable difference in my skin? It's a good question, and I think the research is still, ongoing.
Yeah.
No one's saying to toss your serums just yet.
Yeah.
But HiQ did conduct a study using a skin cream with similar symbiotics, and they saw real improvements in skin health. Plus, those lab reports also confirmed that the probiotics were definitely migrating from the fabric to the skin even after those multiple washes.
So it's not just a gimmick. There's
Yeah.
actual science backing this up. Okay, I'm on board with the skincare you wear concept. But what about those other performance claims? The stay cool and ultimate comfort stuff, how does that work?
Let's start with the stay cool part.
Great.
Traditional shirts are notorious for trapping heat, which is the last thing you want in a performance garment.
Right.
This is where their GRAPHCOOL technology comes in.
Oh.
They weave boron nitride fibers, sometimes called white graphene, directly into the fabric. This helps to dissipate heat much more efficiently than your average cotton tee.
White graphene. Sounds fancy.
Right.
So no more embarrassing sweat patches then.
Exactly. And for the ultimate comfort part, they use a blend of high-quality cotton and a special kind of polyester that has that boron nitride integrated. Plus, they use a unique spinning method called cyro spinning. It creates this incredibly fine, compact yarn, which translates to a softer, smoother, more breathable fabric.
So basically it's the difference between those like scratchy hotel sheets and the ones you splurge on because they feel like you're sleeping on a cloud.
You got it.
Yeah.
And because the fabric is more compact, it also makes the shirt way more durable. It's designed to last, which is a refreshing change from the fast fashion world where clothes seem to fall apart after a couple of washes.
You know how frustrating it is to find a shirt you love, only to have it shrink or fade or pill after just a few trips through the laundry?
The worst. But this one's built to withstand the test of time. And speaking of sustainability, Graphene-X is very upfront about their commitment to ethical production.
Yeah, they mention offsetting their carbon footprint right from the start, which is great. But what about the materials themselves, especially for this symbio technology? Are those sustainable?
That's something I really dug into. Turns out HiQ uses bio-based materials that are globally available and derived from waste products.
So they're not contributing to deforestation or anything like that?
Exactly. From what I can tell, both companies are taking sustainability seriously, from their materials to their manufacturing processes.
Okay, but let's be real. All this innovation, all these high-tech materials, it's got to come at a price. We're talking about a pretty hefty price tag, right?
That's where Graphene-X does things a little differently. They've embraced the world of crowdfunding through Kickstarter. In fact, this performance tech shirt is their 10th Kickstarter campaign.
10 campaigns.
Ah.
Wow, they must be doing something, right? But why Kickstarter? Why not just go the traditional route and sell directly to consumers?
For Graphene-X, Kickstarter is more than just a way to raise money. It's become a core part of their business model.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down for me. What's the advantage of using Kickstarter, both for the company and for the people who, back their projects?
Well, for Graphene-X, it allows them to maintain complete control over their brand and their products. They don't have to answer to investors or compromise their vision. It's a way to stay independent and innovative.
So no board meetings or pressure to please shareholders, just pure, unadulterated innovation.
Exactly. And for backers, there's some pretty sweet perks, too. First off, they get early access to the latest and greatest from Graphene-X, often before it's even available to the public.
So it's like being part of an exclusive club.
You could say that.
Yeah.
And because they're getting in early backers, usually get a pretty significant discount compared to the eventual retail price. Plus, it gives them a chance to be part of the process, to provide feedback and suggestions directly to the Graphene-X team.
It's like having a direct line to the designers and the people creating the future of clothing.
Exactly. Plus, there's that element of community. You're supporting a company you believe in and connecting with other people who are just as passionate about innovation and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's like a win-win for everyone involved. Graphene-X gets the funding they need to bring their vision to life, and backers get early access, exclusive deals, and the satisfaction of knowing they helped make it happen. But beyond the business model, we're talking about some pretty significant shifts in how we even think about clothing.
Absolutely. I mean, we're on the verge of a world where our clothes don't just cover us up, but actively enhance our lives.
It's like that moment in Back to the Future where Marty McFly's jacket dries itself. We always thought that was so futuristic, and now here we are. But with any new technology, especially something as, personal as what we wear, there are bound to be some ethical considerations. Like, what about data privacy? If my shirt can interact with my body on this level, could it potentially be collecting data about me too?
That's a great point. It's not that far-fetched to imagine a future where Our clothes are gathering information about our heart rate, our body temperature, maybe even our sleep patterns.
We've already got fitness trackers and smartwatches that do that, but there's something about clothing collecting data that feels different, almost like an invasion of privacy.
It's a next level of intimacy, right?
Yeah.
And it raises all sorts of questions. Who owns that data? How is it being used? And do we as consumers have any control over how it's being collected and shared?
It's definitely something to think about.
Okay.
And what about accessibility? This technology is really cool, but it's also pretty high-end. Will it always be a luxury item, or will it eventually become more affordable and accessible to everyone?
That's a big one. Technology often starts out as, exclusive, but the hope is that it becomes more widely available over time.
Because if clothing can be this innovative, it shouldn't just be a perk for the wealthy. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole question of unintended consequences. Like we're learning more and more about the complexity of the human microbiome. Could altering it in this way, even with good intentions, have unforeseen long-term effects?
We're basically talking about messing with the delicate balance of trillions of microorganisms. It's not something to take lightly.
Exactly. Which is why it's so important to have these conversations, to think critically about the potential downsides, even as we celebrate the incredible innovations happening in the world of wearable tech.
It's about making sure this exciting future we're creating is one we actually want to live in. It's
Yeah.
like we're stepping into a choose-your-own-adventure novel, but for clothes. We get to decide what this future looks like, but we've got to be mindful of the choices we make along the way, right?
I like that analogy. It's not just about blindly embracing the next big thing,
Yeah.
but about asking ourselves, what kind of world do we want to create with this technology? It's a big question.
Exactly. But okay, on a lighter note, I can't help but geek out a little about the possibilities. Like, we've talked about staying cool, caring for our skin, even like the potential for data collection. But what other, I don't know, wild and wonderful things could our clothes do in the future? I mean, what else is there?
It's fun to imagine, right?
Yeah.
Imagine like clothes that change color based on your mood, or outfits that could release like calming scents to help you, de-stress.
Okay, yeah, like aromatherapy clothes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or we could even see clothes that give you real-time feedback on your posture, or like athletic performance, like having a personal coach woven right into your workout gear.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Imagine hitting the gym with a shirt that's like, hey, you're slouching, engage your core. It'd be like having a superpower.
Right.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, if clothes become this like seamlessly integrated part of our lives, this extension of ourselves, will it, I don't know, will it change how we see ourselves? Will it change how we interact with the world around us?
It's like, as our clothes get smarter, will we get smarter too?
Yeah.
Or will we become like too reliant on these external enhancements? It's a bit of a brain twister.
That's the beauty of exploring these cutting-edge innovations. We're not just talking about threads and fabrics. We're talking about the future of how we live, work, and even play.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the science behind this bio-integrated tech to like the broader implications of what it means to wear the future. It's been quite a journey.
It really has. And it all started with that simple desire for, for a more comfortable shirt.
It's a great reminder that innovation often starts with solving a simple problem. Who knew a sweaty commute could lead to a whole new era of clothing?
And who knows what other everyday frustrations will spark the next wave of breakthroughs.
That's what I love about these deep dives. They always leave you with more to think about long after, the episode is over. So to our listeners, we'll leave you with this. If you could design the future of clothing, what would you create? What problem would you solve? What possibility would you explore?
Because in the world of wearable tech, the only limit is our imagination.
And with that, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the performance tech shirt and the future of clothing. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.